Hello friends and welcome to 10 Points Under, where we've got 18 10-point figures for you today. This is Bigga Bullfrog, and joining me again is awesome Heroscaper, newer to the online scene, but a great player, great commentator who's helped me with the video already. This is Rama. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back. This is going to be a good time. For this game, we've got the finals for the online con pod draft tournament between kevindola and Doc. So this will be a really good time. I'm really excited for this. This is a good game that I'm looking forward to. First, before we jump into it, I've got these drawings on the board, these little hieroglyphics, because I wanted to really quick just explain how pod draft works really quick for those who don't know quite how it works. And in this case, I remembered to beforehand take some time to draw out some stuff. So how pod draft works is both players bring two pods. So in this case, you've got Kevindola's over here, Doc is over here. Kevindola brings this monk army, so you'll see these monks on the board. He also brings a spider army. You see spiders and wyverns over here. Doc brings a Braxis and rat army. You'll see that over here. And Doc also brings a Torkulna army, or a Torkulna army, and that'll be over here. So when the game, or like when the matchup is announced, the players have a d20 roll off to see who gets to pick first or defer their choice depending on what they want. But basically whoever picks first chooses one of these pods to play. So I don't know exactly what order this happened in. I don't know like who picked first, but so just for the sake of examples, we'll say Kevindola picked first, and we'll say he picked Torkulna because he wanted to play Torkulna. And so he would take this Torkulna army and he'd put it over in his start zone, he'd have that for this game. Doc would then have the choice to pick two of the remaining pods and play those two pods, and basically he forces Kevindola to take the last one. So in this case, Doc picks, if Doc was going, so I don't know how it actually happened, but in this case, for this example, he takes Braxis and rats, he takes the spiders and wyverns, and those are what he's playing. Kevindola is left with the monks, and boom, he's got them back. So that's basically how pod draft works. It's a cool format. I actually recommend playing it because it's pretty fun. I think the point limit for this one was like, they had a range of points. The armies could be like 225 to 325 points, I believe. That's what I'm thinking off the top of my head. But it's a cool way to play, and it's cool to be able to like create an army. It's kind of got a little bit of draft in it, but also like not so much draft that it takes forever to figure out what you're gonna play. So anyway, just wanted to get that quick explanation out of the way.
Awesome.
So let me get rid of those hieroglyphics now. All right, so like I said, we've got Kevindola over here. He's playing an army of 2 squads of Shaolin monks, Master Winchu Wu, and I think Kintella Gwyn was a part of that army, I believe. I'm not 100% certain.
A critical component.
Oh yeah, critical component. As another, I don't know, humanoid, human with pointy ears, as just another person for that army. But then he also has one of Doc's pods, which is the Torkulna, plus 3 squads of Nagrubs, and I think Otonashi was part of that. I don't know. I don't know about these little filler people. I don't know which one they were in, but they're there. So that's Doc's army. He's playing against this army that Doc has created with his Braxis and 2 squads of rat pod, plus 2 wyverns, 3 squads of spiders, and then Eldgrim's in one of those groups. I'm not sure which one. But so 2 pretty interesting armies, 2 pretty interesting builds that we ended up with there.
Yeah, I actually really agree here, and it's even getting the gears kind of turning in my head. And the idea of using Braxis against the Torkulna build, I think, is going to be very interesting to see. Braxis taking out those Nagrubs for free, essentially denying Torkulna the healing and denying those Nagrubs from actually doing damage.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a big thing, I think, in this game.
Yeah, that'll be really big. Yeah, like you said, lots of cool interplays that Braxis into Torkulna. Torkulna can step on rats, he can step on spiders, and he's just like a big beefy boy for like to just go against Braxis and wyverns. You've got I'd say personally, like looking into this matchup, just like starting off, the monks. So Kevin designed his pods with monks and spiders, right? So monks into spiders, not bad. Monks into Braxis, bad. So
Yeah.
I think that'll be like the I don't know, the big thing to watch out for
I think
because
you're totally right about that. Sorry, to cut you
yeah,
off,
no
but
worries, no
I think
worries.
I think you can even see that in the start zone placement. Thinking
Hmm.
about that, those monks are hugging that back edge as far back as they can get.
Yeah, exactly. And like he definitely, obviously he doesn't want to lead with them. He doesn't want to go into an army that still has Braxis while he has monks on the board. If he can get Braxis down, monks into spiders, even monks into rats isn't terrible, although like I don't know, rats actually surprisingly do have a fighting chance there, I think, just
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
rats are insane and they're low cost and monks are high cost. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that'll be the I don't know, the big factor of the game.
Yeah, yeah, and, I mean, speaking of the monks' cost there, I think if I had a YouTube channel, I'd say I'd call it, like, 10 points less or something, and I think the monks would be right at home at 10 points less, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice 70-point squad, where
Yep.
they're not getting outshined by the I mean, they're still kind of getting outshone by the Knights of Weston, but not by
That's
as
true.
much, because they're like Knights of Weston still bond, but at least the monks do have the stealth leap and
Yeah, the
the
Shaolin Assault.
yeah, that going for them. So that's
Yeah.
nice, but yeah.
I have to say too, like, I mean, the one of the reasons when you pitched a bunch of games that we could look at today, the main reason why I was excited about this game was Master Wu is there on the board, and you don't see him every day. And I actually just picked up a figure of him, one of the Gen Con 2007s. It wasn't cheap, but it was very cool. So I can't wait to start playing him at my board as well too.
Nice. That's awesome. That'll be way cool. Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys where he's like he's fun to play. He's not great to play, but he's
Yep.
fun to play.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah.
And yeah, I almost feel well. I mean, I definitely do feel a little woefully equipped to critique either Kevin Dola or Doc in their playing because these two are just phenomenal players. And I mean, I've got to give a personal shout out to Kevin Dola as well too for he was kind of giving me some pointers, some coaching pointers before the last online con for Gen Con this year. So that was really generous of
Oh,
him to
nice.
help me out with that. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, Kevin Dolan is a great guy. Doc also a great guy. Yeah, like you said, they're easily the two strongest players in the online scene. I know Doc has won 3 Gen Con main events as well, so he's got those bragging rights going for him. I don't think Kevin's actually been to Gen Con, but like he's got I don't know, at least about a third of the online
Yeah.
tournament
Yeah.
titles to himself. So both incredible players. So yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely same. I agree. I always feel a little silly when I'm trying to like critique them, but it's fine. It's fine.
We'll do our best.
Yeah. Yeah, so with that, we'll go ahead and get this game rolling to see how these players roll out.
Bunch of nag grubs there. Yep.
Yep, all in on Nagrams. He's not even bluffing with an X on him.
No, no.
That probably means so that probably means he's like so I guess yeah, if you're going full in Nagrubs, you just go full in on Nagrubs when you're against spiders, because that way if Doc goes spiders, he does have a chance to remove the X instead of just a numbered order marker.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
Although, let's see, 2 Death Reavers, spiders, Braxis. So
Hmm.
looks like Doc's looking well, order marker 1 definitely Death Reavers. I would imagine
Yep.
at least one of the other order markers is
I,
also on
I
Death
I would
Reavers.
agree. Yeah. Yeah. And I honestly think Braxis might be the X in this case here. Getting the wyverns and the spiders starting to develop might make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, Doc is, I'm sure, pretty much expecting Kevin to open up with Torkolna. One, because of the army setup, two, because it just makes
Yeah.
sense. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see spiders, because I feel like they could mess with the Nagrubs a little bit better than, I mean, Brexis will be fine with that, but you'll get more value of spiders into Nagrubs than spiders into monks, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got a couple of glyphs here that could be beneficial to both players in this case. Loden on the north end of the map, and Ula Niva on the bottom end for unique attacks.
Villaneva is the weirdest named glyph.
Yeah.
It's always like one where I'm like, if I'm trying to, even if I'm looking at it, I'm like, where's how do you say that? Where's the emphasis? What is that word? And then if I can't see it, I'm like, it's the
Yeah.
the one that starts with U.
Luckily, the word unique attack also starts with U, so
Right, yeah.
got that going for
That's
it.
really nice.
They were looking out for us.
2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's see. So we got Torkolna developing, as you'd
Mhm.
imagine when you've got order markers on Negrods. But I wonder. Basically, I wonder how Doc is going to try to respond to this. Like, if he's going to
Yeah,
try to like go forward with rats, or just kind of group them up farther back to make kevindola come in more.
yeah, yeah. I feel like it's in Doc's best interest to get Torkalna to come to him, to some extent, because you want to be able to use Braxis basically to full effect every single turn that you activate her.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting. Okay. Grab a unique attack
Oh, for
and
both
Loden.
glyphs. Interesting.
Okay.
So I wonder. Unique attack seems like so that's good for his wyverns. That's good for Braxis. That's also
Yeah.
good to just keep away from Torkolna when he
Yeah.
starts attacking wyverns and Braxis. So I like that one. I don't know. The Loden seems a little bit. Of course,
Well,
I'm not the biggest fan of Loden, so that might just be
yeah,
my
fair
bias
enough.
speaking.
Yeah, yeah, it is only a 5% increase you're seeing in your D20 efficiency there. But Braxis is an entirely D20 dependent figure, so
It's true.
the
That's true.
more times you roll it, the more benefit you're going to see.
Yeah, I guess if you're rolling 3 times per turn, it gets pretty good.
Yeah, and of course to deny it from Torkalna, because Torkalna is going to be rolling it every turn as well too.
And looks like Torkolna just killed Braxis and the 2 wyverns, so that's pretty good.
Very cool.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, good job, kevindola. Good move, good move.
Yeah, I think we're definitely seeing a strong opening from Kevindola being able to take out those heroes in the first round. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's yeah.
Edge kevindola.
Yeah. uh,
Yeah.
man, that show was great. Yeah, we totally need to do a like greatest warrior edition for Heroscape. I think that'd be awesome.
Greatest warrior.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
cool. Oops. I just doodled. Oops.
Okay, Torkalma's
Alright.
taken the high ground approach around.
Yeah. Which
Sting?
is so he's skirting around the glyph, okay. Um Coming up here, which let's see, so Doc already did both order markers on Death Reavers. So I'm wondering
Yeah.
if he's like gonna try to build up here, or if he's I don't know. Because when you've got sleeping Death Reavers, you can try to trample stomp them with
Yep.
Torkolna. I don't necessarily love that approach because that's a D20 roll, and like in this case, like he'd only be getting the 1, so I don't know if it's worth it to give up your position to go for 1 Death Reaver.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's probably just getting ready to respond to whatever Doc does here, which
Yeah, it
is
looks like it
spiders.
looks like it's gonna be spiders and wyvern in this case. Um Poor Eldgrim sitting in there, he's like it was my job to get the glyph, what are these rats doing?
I could have taken that. I could have.
Yep.
Poor guy.
Yeah, but I mean at the end of the day I'd rather have a spider on a glyph. Or not a spider, rather a rat. Yeah.
hmm Yeah, it's just gonna work better long term. Also, like he can develop 3 other rats at the same time that he's grabbing that
Exactly.
glyph instead of just Eldgrim. So
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
interesting.
nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Torclona could have gone in to swing at Braxis, which is maybe
Uh,
what Kevin was looking for, and so that Wyvern,
yeah. Yep.
I just a defender, sacrificing a Wyvern to save Braxis potentially, which I mean
Yeah.
is the correct play because Braxis into monks just wins.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I think the initiative switch here will be a big important one.
Right, yeah, because Kevin will have the last turn, and if he gets the
Yep.
switch there, that'll be huge.
Yep.
Especially like let's for a second pretend like the dream is always possible because it is always possible, right? The
It
dream where
is.
he comes in, kills the wyvern with one hit, and then the next turn he goes in 6 wounds on Braxis, trample stomps a spider to clear up room, and then the final 2 wounds come from a nagrub.
I think we're dreaming different things right here, Big.
Oh well, that's Kevin's dream. Doc's dream is that I don't know, maybe he or Kolna has too much life to get one hit killed. Um, it's a bit harder to live the dream against Torkolna because
Yeah.
he's hard to one hit kill. First off, like not many figures have that many attack dice, and then also, like if you don't one hit kill him, then he's healing with Nagrubs. So
Yeah.
I guess the dream with Torkolna is that you just get a really bad map for him where he can't stomp on anything ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Terrain is his weakness in some cases. I guess we'll get to see what Kevin's gonna do here.
Yeah. If he goes for that wyvern, goes for the dream, maybe he stays back a little bit. Maybe he is a little more conservative up here, potentially.
Yeah. That rat down next to the wyvern there, not right beside of that one right there exactly,
This one.
is kind of in an annoying spot there because he could go marching past and try to stomp out the spider and hit Praxis, but at the same time, in order to do that, you've got to take a disengagement strike from that rat there.
Right, yeah. Ooh, 5 skulls. Nice.
Wow. Oh, almost, almost.
Nice. Holy cow. Yeah, that was almost the dream. That was almost the
Yeah,
dream.
yeah, yep. Someone is saying hello to us up there.
Oh,
I
what's
see.
up? Everybody say hi to Doc. I think that was Doc.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Nagrubs. What can the I wonder if Kevin tries to get that last wound with a Nagrub.
Ooh,
Which
that's
I
interesting.
wouldn't. I don't think I'd hate. I mean, it's not a huge chance, but it's a big enough of like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where like the reward is so big that I think it's worth throwing a 10-point figure at it to just
yeah,
try.
exactly. Yeah. I think one of the worst things a player can do is underestimate Nagrubs. With 2 attack and 2 defense, they're just as strong as Blade Gruts are on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some amazing stuff done with Blade Gruts with no support. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, yeah, can't underestimate them.
Yeah, just being able to make those extra small pings, being able to gum up the map a little bit for Torkolna, at least in
Yeah,
ways that you want to gum up the map. It's really nice. Nagrubs are
yeah.
pretty cool. Alright, looks like he's developing 3 Nagrubs instead of going for a
Yeah.
swing.
Fair enough. Probably
Which,
keeping them out of Braxis's range.
mm-hmm.
If he brings them too close to Torkalna, Braxis doesn't even have to move.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I probably personally would have gone for that swing, and it
Yeah,
probably wouldn't
yeah,
have worked, and like then you're sad. So I can't really fault Kevin Dola for it, but I don't because basically this push feels kind of like high risk, high reward already anyway.
yeah. It does.
So I'd probably be leaning into that if I were doing that. But also, like
Ooh,
we
the
said at the
initiative
beginning,
swing.
this is Kevin Dola, so
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. And he does win the initiative swing.
nice, nice, nice. Going for a stomp. Rolls a 2, not quite.
We're Where's loading when you need it?
Oof, and then a one skull roll
Oh,
with 6 dice. Man, that's a sad day.
that is. Okay, now he's gonna try it.
Sad day, but also I guess Kevin Dola can't be complaining too much since he did put 3 hits on one
Yeah,
attack. So
yeah, yeah. I would do that too. I think it's a right call there.
go for both of them.
Yeah,
Develop up another one to there. Yeah.
it's just so huge if you can kill this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Maybe. I just needs to bounce back to 2 skulls.
yeah.
Hey, it worked.
Hey.
But for how long? We'll see. To be continued. Oh.
Oh. Quite a suspenseful moment there.
I know, right? Alright, so didn't quite kill that wyvern. And by didn't quite, I mean he didn't kill that wyvern. So that hurts for Kevin Dola.
It does.
Because that means there's still that wyvern there. That means he got a couple more nagrubs forward, but he lost the momentum that he could have had, or like the momentum, like especially like if he could have like attacked, or sorry, stomped Spider and then attacked Braxis, even if he would got that still same 1 out of 6 against Braxis. At least he's right there, and it becomes more urgent, and he's got more like momentum on his side.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got to say, I really, really like the super aggressive play we're seeing out of Kevindola here. He knows that time is not his friend in this case. He can't let Braxis get to those monks.
Right,
So
yeah.
just got to throw everything at him. And Torkelna's the best figure probably for that. He's one of the strongest offensive figures that
Mm-hmm.
is just scary to deal with.
Oh yeah,
As
he's
he's
a
jumping
powerhouse.
towards you.
He's got that 6 attack, 5 defense, 6 life.
Yeah,
He's a terror to take down.
yeah, absolutely.
And I won't lie, I have seen this game and I do actually remember this one a bit better because I do remember this really aggressive play. I don't
Hmm.
remember everything that happens, but like kind of early game, I was like, I know he's gonna go in, but like you said, I mean, I do like the play, and I think going for Braxis, just going straight for her, is like a strong choice. I do kind of
Hmm.
wonder what it would be like if he had to like I don't know, maybe hung up here with Torkolna to try to I don't know, force wyvern spiders to come into him, or maybe force Braxis and then like maybe have a little bit of an opening there. But I don't know. As I say that, spiders are so fast, wyverns are so fast, they could like flank, go around, start killing guys back here anyway.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's right. Like I think forcing the fight. I mean, Kevin's basically got to force the fight in order to
Yeah.
like have a chance instead of just be responding the whole game.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's a brutal
yikes!
roll.
Yikes! 5 out of 5. I think.
Oh,
One sec. Let me check
that's
my.
got to trigger venomous sting though, right?
I think so. I gotta double
Yeah.
check that really quick. Is there a size? Nope, no
No,
size
there's
limit.
no size limit on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be another wound for
It
Torkolna.
should. It should. I think they might have just missed that.
Or Kevin's just a cheater.
the
No,
the
probably missed
wyvern
it.
the wyvern's rolling 5 dice because of the adjacent spiders, or why is the wyvern?
Because of Ulaniva.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I was confused there for a second.
But yeah, so it
Wow,
came into play, nice. Yeah, that's huge. Holy cow. So that was almost the dream as well. Almost got the
almost. Yeah,
kind of sort of almost one hit kill on
yeah.
for Kolna there.
I mean that's huge. I That's going to be very tough for Kevin Dola to recover from, especially with the Nagrubs being so far behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be tough to develop that healing.
Yeah, and that was a really good play as well. Like when when Doc moved the wyvern in, he also picked up this snag grub to move it back here so he could entangling web it.
Yep.
Missed the roll, but still like really strong move. Gets rid of the healing, gets potential to steal an order marker.
Yep. Yep. That was a great play from Doc. Well, the way forward is open now for Kalna to hit Braxis. That
Mm-hmm.
is the cost of all of this. Oh, interesting.
I'm just going
Interesting.
for the attack.
Huh. Don't know if I agree with that play. I think putting those wounds. Well,
Yeah,
oh,
I don't know,
well,
because finishing the wyvern is nice,
yeah,
and that's almost like it's almost guaranteed a wyvern kill. Not
yeah,
quite, of course, not always guaranteed, but like 6 into 4, you're almost guaranteed to get a like the one wound. Um, but also, yeah, I mean, like I think putting wounds on Braxis, I think there's an argument either way. If you put wounds on
yeah,
Braxis, then the monks have a chance.
yeah. The only problem with that play though is that he has to take the disengagement from the rat,
Right? Yeah, and that
which
would
I
put
mean
him.
is the most annoying thing about rats.
I know, right? And that would potentially have killed him if he'd taken that extra wound. So maybe it's a good thing that he didn't, because if he takes that disengagement and takes the hit, but then doesn't
Yeah,
die, then that's like a big thing. Usually those things will even themselves out if you just like miss one wound, but in that
that's
case
true.
it'd be
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the rats would be on my second YouTube channel, which would be called Three Defense Die Less. So they'd feel right at home on Three Defense Die Less. Hey, there's
Hey,
those
nice.
nagrubs
And
putting in work.
Nagrubs can do wounds to Braxis, so I guess that makes if his goal is to get rid of Wyvern, get Nagrubs in there so that he can make attacks with them instead. That makes sense.
Yep, yep.
I mean, it's
Getting
it's
them
going to be
adjacent.
less wounds total probably, but um, like still wounds at least. You
Yeah,
got one wound there, but yeah, it just depends on that focus that you're looking for.
yeah. Okay, doing a little flyby.
Yep, disengagement misses the swipe, picks up Nagrub, so you can get another entangling web.
Hmm,
Nice, nice, good
gonna
wyvern
go.
play,
Yep, gonna go for Tokona again here.
and that's a dead
Oh,
Torkolna.
oh no.
Yeah. Yeesh.
um, um. Okay, Master Wu.
Right, yeah.
uh,
I know what it comes down to, because Monk. So Brexis only has one wound. That's not low enough for monks to feel confident at all. I mean, like even like
not
a
yeah.
3 life Brexis, that's still tough for monks. Um, Wu fortunately is a hero, so Brexis
Yeah,
is gonna need what, a 17 or higher, I believe.
I think so. Yeah. In this case, it's 16 because of the glyph.
Oh, that's true.
But, a 20% chance every roll, but Braxis gets to make a lot of rolls.
Right, right. So that's
Ugh. Yeah.
mhm.
And the monks with the Shaolin Assault will be pretty decent at cleaning up spiders and rats, like that sort of, just those filler units that are kind of, trying to
Right.
swarm. But like you said, Braxis is the main concern here. And yeah, this is the smart play here. Yeah, just retreat those nagrubs out of the way as best as you
Retreat.
can. Yeah, kill a spider if you can. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah. Pull back. Yeah. I'm still kind of wondering about that Torkolna play, because like even I don't know, maybe attacking other wyvern just to soften up heroes. I don't like I said, killing the wyvern is good. I wonder if it might have been a little better to soften up the heroes though, so that monks can have more of a chance. But also, I mean, like Torkolna went down way fast. So
Yeah. That was unexpected.
yeah.
Just, Yeah, so yeah, Kevin Dola is definitely has to backpedal here and basically give up complete map control to Doc. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so Doc can develop this army however he likes at this point, and basically there we have to kind of refresh and come back in
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Dola's camp and see what we can do to challenge this army. Um, I think using Woo first before bringing out the monks is probably a smart play, but at the same time, you won't get any of the benefit of the master's influence on the monks, which could be useful. Getting 4 attack, 4 defense monks is pretty good at a range 2 aura.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really strong. Um, yeah, and like you said, it's just like just the monks into Braxis is just unfortunately too risky to try to pull it off because
Yeah, yeah,
you get the
the
defense boost and
challenge.
Braxis is like, what? I didn't notice
Yep.
any difference.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and it's a shame because Master Wu has one of the best auras in the game. It's just that it only affects one specific squad from another Valkyrie
Right.
general. So yeah, Master Wu kind of joins the ranks of Valguard in that like he buffs this one random squad from a completely different Valkyrie general. So yeah, with the Tarn Vikings and Valguard, it's kind of a weird synergy.
Right. Yeah, that was always kind of weird. And Wu being, I don't know, I just don't know why Wu is Aquila.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
I don't mind it.
Um,
Aquila's my favorite general, but
yeah,
I also
yeah,
just don't
actually,
know why.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, I've been growing up the Aquila collection here, and I mean I've always been an Ular fan. Like Ular's always been my favorite, but Aquila is definitely up there. Uh, and I think Aquila might have the best logo if we're talking art design.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, that
yeah,
one's really.
it's just well designed. It looks like an eye. It looks like a crescent moon. It looks like leaves of jungle brush. It's very very cool.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, not to slight Jandar too much, but Jandar's just a Viking with
Yeah, right.
a squid for a beard. It's kind of
Squidbeard
weird.
Viking, just a Cthulhu Viking. It's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, so Wu coming up.
Yep.
Had to stop there, which usually would be a point of concern, but fortunately, right now, Doc doesn't. I can cap Wu right now, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a
He can always
the bright
stealth loop
side.
out of there too.
Yeah.
It's not like he's locked down. Um, I think one unfortunate thing about Master Wu, however, is that he's only got 5 move. He can't actually keep up with the monks that he's the master of. Perhaps he's getting a little slower in his old age.
Maybe that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even though he can, still leap. I don't know. However,
Yeah. 25. Yeah.
25 levels high.
Yeah. That's kind of one of the more like transparent abilities, I think, because I think it's exactly 25 to jump up onto the roof of a castle. So
uh,
like I think they made that ability just so that the monks can leap up onto the top of a castle.
yeah, pretty much.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, that's always been weird to me with the monks and where like they can leap 25 levels straight up. I've always been like, what about like a horizontal?
I know, right?
What about if they point that way and went faster?
Yeah, yeah. I swear that the power level of the monks becomes so much more immense if they had 4 move on the stealth leap rather than 3. 3 is really tough to make it work, but 4 opens up a lot of doors all of a sudden.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. There'd be a big difference there.
Yeah.
All right, so you got Doc pulling in some Death Reavers. Had some Death Reaver development going on there. Attack against a Nagrub, which
Oh,
did not go
jeez.
through. So, but yeah, Doc. I mean, Doc really he gets to play to his leisure. He take his time. He's not in any
Yeah.
rush.
Yeah.
And like, I
Yeah.
mean, rushing himself right now, that just
Oh, he
only it
doesn't even
only
get the
makes it
rat.
worse for him because it only that's the only way. right now, that really seems to be the only way Kevin has a chance to get back into it.
Yeah, normally when your opponent is forced to put order markers back on Death Reaver, usually like, yeah, this is great. But I think in this case, it's
Oh
actually
yeah.
quite a bad sign.
Yeah. It just means that he's, able to log up the whole board with Death Reapers.
Yeah.
And then that'll just protect his Wyvern. It'll protect fighters if he needs to. It'll protect Braxis. So
Yeah, yeah, and when Master Wu jumps up onto high ground and is unable to punch a rat, that's, pretty telling.
mm-hmm. Braxis. Okay.
Yay. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, yep, we're in range. That's a good point, that's a good point. Oh,
Gets an 18.
jeez.
I'll be in Master Wu. Okay. And
No, Master Wu, you didn't punch the rat and now you're dead. Yeah,
yeah.
that's GG. Yeah, there's no way.
Unfortunately, yeah. That's
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Yeah, that I mean it hurts. But also, I mean like sometimes that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
Um and I think Kevin Dola was making all strong choices. Um I don't know that I wonder if what he'd say about the game. Like if he played again and if do it the same way, if you'd maybe go a little bit slower into it. But I do think like charging in, trying to kill Braxis, trying to kill Wyverns as quickly as possible with Torkoal not to put Doc on the back foot. I think that's definitely a really, really strong choice, probably the right choice because I'm having a hard time justifying other choices right now.
Yeah, I agree completely. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if he'd play it the same way and just because I mean it is high risk, high reward, but that's kind of what you've got to roll with because Doc Doc's army into this army is so it's the opposite. He's got low risk, low reward, except for Torkoal. So I
Yeah.
think that was correct. And then I mean like unfortunately Torkolna died in two swings and Wu died in one D20 roll. The first acid breath of the game and it
Yeah.
just wastes Wu. So unfortunately stuff like that happens. But
Yeah. Yeah. And Sir Heroscape points this out in one of his YouTube videos. I think it's the pro tips video that he talks about this. He says, When you are ahead, don't take risky plays. When you're behind, take those risks because the worst thing you can do is lose the game, right? Because
right,
if
yeah.
you're already behind, you're going to lose anyways. So I think Kevin Dola, even from the placement of the figures at the start of the game, already knows that okay, I've got to make up some ground here. Like we're sitting down at the table and the odds aren't even. I need to take some risks here. And I think what you said earlier is 100% correct. Just barrel in, try to do as much damage as you can, and hopefully by the time Torkalna dies, you will have done enough damage to ensure that the monks have a fighting chance. Unfortunately, in this case, we didn't quite see that happen.
Hmm.
So that venomous sting of the wyvern, some really good rolls on Doc's part there.
Right, right. Yeah, and that just I mean yeah, it just capitalizes on that playstyle. But yeah, I mean, I think you're exactly correct. I mean, that's something that Doc also says is like, knowing when to take risks. Doc didn't have to take risks. Kevin did. Kevin also like I really like what Kevin says is like he always says, "What does look like?" And for him,
Hmm.
I mean, like winning looks like being able to kill Braxis or at least severely wound Braxis and take out a Wyvern or it looks like being able to deal a lot of heavy damage to the heroes with Torkolna, and then having something that he can actually play into with the Talon monk. And I mean, it didn't work out, but that was the play that he had to like lean into in order to um, get this match to level out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I agree completely with that as well. Yeah, being able to knock out a couple wyverns would have been great as
Hmm.
well too. I mean, obviously Braxis is the prime target here, but those wyverns could really mess up monks just flying over them, grabbing them before they can stealth leap in and get a favorable engagement. That
Hmm.
that could be bad news. Yeah, little bummed we didn't get to see the monks in action here because I think they're an undervalued or not undervalued rather underappreciated figure in the game. I think they're 10 points overvalued in fact, but
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree, and I'm hoping to be able to see a game with monks and maybe I think like that's what's cool about like pod draft, reverse the whip, those kinds of formats where like those armies with like monks and stuff can actually feasible and actually useful, and good players can use them to really strong effect. You've got like I don't know similar things you'll see some the main event where figures like Ashigaru Yari and such were being used to really good effect. And so um yeah, there's a lot of cool aspects to the game that you can capitalize. So
yeah, yeah,
I guess that's
definitely.
my plug for Pod Draft and Reverse the Whip and other such formats because when you're just doing straight up bring an army and kill them all, it gets a little repetitive. Not necessarily a bad thing if that's what you like, or like I mean, I also really enjoyed the Bring the Cheese tournament earlier because I do like to see how those
Mm,
games play out. But
right.
I mean, like to get some variety, it's as easy as just changing how you like changing the format.
Yeah, yeah, and even from I mean, this is a relatively quick game here, but we did get to see a lot of really good wyvern play, and
Mm-hmm.
even from a quick game like this, you can still take away a lot of things. Like I'm feeling like walking away from this, I'm really considering Braxis as a good counter to a Torkalna build in as long as you can protect Braxis long enough before Torkalna can do damage there. But the idea of using Braxis against those swarms of Nagrubs that always stick around
Mm-hmm.
Torkalna is a great idea. And I know neither one of them planned this army like in that way, but that is going to be a counter draft at my table now. I think.
Yeah. Well, and I think like so because Doc brought the Braxis and Orkona army, and I think he did that precisely because he knew that both of them can play into each other, really really well, and it becomes very much a skill game. As like Braxis can kill Nagrubs really easily, but they also have a hard time answering just the power of Torkona. Whereas
Hmm.
Torkona can stomp rats, but like they can also when rats are used well, they can just keep him from getting good stomps. They can keep him from really moving around as much as they like. And so, like, I mean, I think these two pods are awesome. I think the Braxis and Torkona, I think that's a really great balance for like a
Yeah.
skill testing level. I also think that spiders and monks are really, really good against each other in that. Like you said earlier, spiders have a lot of speed. They can hit monks before they do anything. But if that player's not using that speed, like 100%, monks can just waste the spiders, and they can like with Boo around, they can actually do some good damage to the wyverns, and so it's a very close game. I think really it just came down to the combination of spiders, Braxis, rats is just stronger
Yeah.
than like monks specifically, and Torkolna had to pull a lot more than just his own weight in order to get the
Exactly.
game.
Yeah. 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 No, you hit the nail on the head there for sure. And I know we had actually talked about this the last time we'd cast together. I think it was off the stream, but I was mentioning that I feel like monks are actually good, like flash component to just throw into an army. Really, at any given time, you only really need two squads at most. You can
Hmm.
sometimes even get away with just one. Just having them up towards the front line, ready to leap in and hopefully hit a few figures that have grouped up. If you lean on them too heavily, your opponent will spread out intentionally. It's just like having Zelrig in your army or something like that. You want to make sure that you don't discourage your opponent from grouping their forces up. So just having one or two squads of monks is enough to get the full amount out of that Shaolin assault that they have.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Right. So many cool uses that you can do with monks, um, spiders. I'm okay. Yeah, just all the figures on. So many things you can do with them, and like it takes a really good player to be able to use them perfectly, or
Mhm,
even
mhm,
like close to perfect. But
mhm.
yeah. Yeah, awesome. So that's our game for today. Thanks so much for joining me for this one, Rama.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a very very action packed, super aggressive, quick match, and
Hmm.
sometimes it's really cool to see a game like this where things just don't play out like a slow roll. Like this one was definitely action packed.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's always cool to see like those kinds of games and how like I don't know, just like the mentality behind like when you need to go so that aggressive. Like how do you do it? Like how do you minimize risk and maximize reward even when you're like have to go for the high risk high reward.
hmm
I love it. But yeah, do you have anything that you'd like to I don't know say plug endorse
I
share?
guess I don't know. I the last time we went together, I plugged Casters of Panella. I can plug them again here. Of course, the Facebook group, the Reddit thread, that sort of stuff. That's it's part of that online community. It's keeping the game alive, which is so cool to see. Obviously, National Heroscape Day is coming up here. Although by the time this video is up, it's probably long past. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, yeah, unfortunately it
hopefully
probably
everyone had
will
fun.
be. Or actually not probably, it will be. It's happening this
Okay.
weekend. This video won't be up for a week or
Well,
two,
hopefully,
so
yeah, everyone had fun. Hopefully everyone had fun playing.
and
It's
congrats to the winner. Congratulations.
yes.
I don't know, should we pick somebody? Congratulations,
Uh,
Rama, for winning. That was really impressive. I was way to go.
I just didn't think I had it in me just bringing that Nubian wolf costume at the Dark Lord build, but it really paid off in the end. I think.
No, yeah, it turns out when you ban like the figures that were banned, those wolves just get really really strong, and I it was definitely a good call. I don't think anybody saw it coming, but it worked out. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, again, another thanks to Kevin Dola for helping me giving me some pointers on the online con. I think I definitely played better having some advice. Felt like I had a coach there for a little bit, so that was fun as well.
Kevin, if you ever start coaching sessions, definitely pay upwards of a quarter to get in on those. I know others would as well, so I can advertise that for you as well. So just let me know. Keep me updated.
Yes,
But yeah,
yes.
no, Kevin's an awesome guy. He's a great guy to play with. He's like he was the first person I played against online and kicked my butt thoroughly. But yeah, he's a great guy, Doc as well. And I think that's one
Mhm.
of the cool things about the Heroscape community is the people who are at the top have no problem like talking strategy, sharing um
Yeah,
tips, that kind of stuff. They're not afraid of other people getting better. I think
yeah,
if anything they
yeah,
encourage it because they're like, hey, awesome, like i'd i'd,
yeah.
I'd love to have more fun.
I agree completely. And if the old archive threads on heroscapers.com are any indication, I think many of the jerks left the scene a long time ago. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We don't need to
It
throw
was
out names, but I
interesting.
remember a couple people.
Yeah, yeah. It was interesting times back then.
Yeah,
So
yeah. There were definitely a couple people who were like very into the I don't know, the winning aspect of the game.
right, right. Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, thanks again for joining. I'll really quick just go through the usual plugs of you can check out this game actually on Filthy's Twitch channel or ISB3's Twitch channel. That will be linked in the description. They also casted this game. They had a really good discussion about it. You can also check out the battle report thread, the online con main thread. If you just want to look at armies, standings, that kind of stuff, you can check out the NHSD thread. I'll have that plugged, even though it's past. You can check out, see how those games went, and I will, like, unless something happens, I definitely plan on getting a good amount of those games so that I can also feature those on the channel. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, and yeah, just lots of cool stuff in the description. Check out the description. I'm plugging the description, I guess, below because I get link happy in that. But yeah, so yeah, thanks again for joining. Thanks again for viewing, viewers, and we'll see you guys next time. This will be 10 points under and out.